Hello, welcome to the inaugural City to Country YouTube channel. My name's Chris. My wife Catrice and I moved from the city to the country in southwest Minnesota to help develop our homestead. Follow us on our journey as we do this together. When you're developing a homestead, obviously one of the main things you're trying to do is become more self-sufficient with food sources. And of course, one of the first things most people do is get chickens. We're certainly not alone in that fact. We actually had a small flock when we did live in the city. We had 4 hens, but we want more than that now. So last year we have 10. We have 9 hens and 1 rooster who's minding himself over there. And we actually repurposed our tool shed that we brought from the city with us for the coop, and added on this dog run that was actually here on the property when we moved here, just for a run from them. We put on some galvanized metal roofing that we scored pretty cheaply just locally here, just old roofing, and closed the sides on it to try to keep the snow and the rain out. Hasn't worked all that well, to be honest, particularly this winter. We had snow piling up inside and it made it a super muddy mess. But let me show you the inside of the coop as well. So again, this is just a repurposed Rubbermaid shed that we put a couple of roosting bars on. We used to have egg boxes in here, but we had a wood one that they kind of liked, but it was taking up a lot of space in here. We ended up getting rid of it. We got some of those cheap plastic egg laying things. They didn't like them, so they actually just lay there in the corner, which is fine. It's dry. They all lay right there as long as we get them. It doesn't really matter to us. A couple of roosting bars. We had to do a lot of reinforcement in here with wood framing on this just due to the wind. It actually almost came down in the first month we put it up. The wind came up and the shed, we almost lost it. So it's got quite a bit of reinforcement. It's actually got wind strapping also to tie it down, just in case we get any strong winds. But we've got, again, 10 chickens now, the 9 hens and the rooster. And unfortunately, that's not going to work anymore, and I'll show you why. So we have increased our flock size by adding an additional 15 chickens to our flock. This is Patch, and we call him Patch because he's missing an eye. And he's got kind of a crooked beak too, and we actually think he's deaf. So we call him Patchy. Anyway, we've got 15 more chickens, including in this mix is supposed to be a rooster. Stay back, Patch. I don't want you to fall off. It's supposed to be a rooster, so a black Jersey giant. We're hoping that he will keep our other rooster in line, who can be a little bit ornery. So with these additional 15 chickens to our flock, we needed a new coop. So let me show you that. All right, this is the ultimate chicken mansion. I've actually been working on this for, well, all summer. Just little bits here and there, what we could do on the weekends and you know, get accomplished with little bits of money here and there. But you can see we've got a main coop building here. It actually measures 8 by 8 and it's about 6 feet tall. So there'll be a lot of roosting space in there when they're in there. We have a separate attached run here. This is 8 by 16. In addition, they've got the 8 by 8 space underneath the coop as well. This is fully enclosed on 3 sides. The part you see here on the front, this actually faces south. And we wanted to put the clear on here so that, particularly in the winter, when we get some direct sun in there, it will actually hopefully keep the run almost like a greenhouse effect. At least that's what we're hoping for. But you got to have some good light in there. So we went with clear on the front, but we're blocking off the north side because in the winter we get pretty strong north winds that are very cold and a lot of snow from that direction. So we definitely wanted to block off the north end of this coop and leave the south and more open and clear. So this is 99% done. Still got to put a door on here. a couple more pieces of plastic. There's some few trim details here and there, but the gist of the coop is built with 3 sections to it. Again, we have the main coop, we have the run, and then here we've actually got a separate attached room that you can go into. We can store our feed in, and you can still access the chickens from inside. So I'll give you a little bit closer look at this. All right, so just a separate room that you can come in, you can shut the door behind you. We can keep all the feed in here, it'll stay dry. And we have a nice window here for ventilation in the summer. We want to open it. We'll add some shelving and stuff in here for some additional supplies, but the main reason is, you know, we come out here in the winter time, we can feed the chickens. We'll actually, if they're down below the coop, we'll still be able to see them down there. But we have a separate door here that we can clean out the coop from the inside if we want to in the winter time. They're getting quite active. They're I think almost 3 weeks old at this point. So, all right, let's finish the walk around. All right, here on the west side of the coop, we've made a separate access door here. That I've got a separate latch on here. We can latch that open there, just for really some extra ventilation, particularly in the summertime. Right now I've got the hardware cloth on here, just blocking this off. But eventually I'm going to actually make a door that we can open here, so we can actually clean the coop out from the outside if we chose to. I actually designed the height of this door specifically so I can pull a trailer underneath here, or pull the UTV underneath and actually dump the stuff right into a trailer. So that was done by design. We'll probably leave that open for them right now. Again, this is the north side. We wanted this completely blocked off. In the winter, we're going to get strong winds coming this direction, so we want this completely shielded. Some people are going to ask about ventilation. The soffits are actually open with some hardware cloth to keep stuff from crawling up in there. So there's plenty of ventilation in this thing. Maybe perhaps a little bit too much. I might have to consider blocking some of that off in the winter time. But yeah, the north side is completely blocked off from the weather. Well, thanks for joining us here on this first video. Certainly more and more to come as we help develop this property into what we really need to be for a self-sustaining homestead. And for those of you considering moving from the city to the country, I think that you'll really enjoy this channel. Things that you're going to need to live out in the country on your own and become more self-sustained. So what do you think of the coop design? I'd really like to hear your comments. Please put them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, love to hear that too. Please keep the negative stuff to a minimum. Thanks very much. Again, welcome to City to Country, and we'll see you next time.